In this video, we're going all in on playing bass and a melody at the same time. John here with the Blues Guitar Institute, and this is your Tuesday Blues, where every single Tuesday we cover a cool acoustic blues topic to help you get this stuff into your playing. And today we're going to have a look at one of the fundamental skills of fingerpicking, and it's being able to play the bass and the melody at the same time. I've got a little example that we're going to study in this video, as well as a huge tip that has really helped me when I'm tackling some new material. So let's get into it. First up, I'll play the example so you know where you're going. I think there are two distinct phases of a fingerpicker's journey on the guitar. There's BAT and AAT. You probably never heard of that because I just made it up, but it's really all about that period before automatic thumb picking skills and that period after you've gained a lot of automatic thumb picking skills. What do I mean by that? Well, I just mean the ability of the thumb to pump out either a steady bass on time and have it sound nice and steady like this, or even an alternating bass like this, a 2-string, or even a 3-string like this. You need to work on your ability to do that. It will help make everything else fall in place a whole lot easier. Now, when I say easier, that doesn't mean it's easy. It is certainly not easy at all. But when your thumb is doing its job, it provides the groundwork for you to play the rest of your composition or your study on top of. If you need some good exercises to help you develop a good thumb picking skill set, then check out the 5 essential finger picking exercises, a download that I've got for you. It'll really help you get control of your thumb when you work along with a metronome. Big tip there. So that's the first step to being able to play a bass line and a melody at the same time. I really think you've got to focus on getting your thumb control down first. But once you get to that point where your thumb is doing its job and you've got control of it and you can hold a strong bass line, whether it's a steady bass or an alternation, I want you to shift your focus a little bit. And that's kind of the test. Can you take your eye off of the ball, the thumb in this case, and still have it doing its job, okay? Once you get to that point, though, I want you to shift your focus to the melody. The melody is king. That's the part of the tune that you're going to be humming, whistling, or that will stick in people's minds after you play, okay? And the more you focus on it, the more you start to perform the piece rather than just playing it. There's a distinction there to me, and I really want you to get to that point. And a big tip that I've got for you is to play the melody without anything else on the guitar. Make sure that you can hum it, make sure that you can sing it, or that you can whistle along, and that you know the melody before you try to introduce all these other complicated things on the guitar. For instance, I've got a little tune that came out of Tuesday Blues number 120. Its basic form sounded like this. And of course, this serves as a cool platform to really punch things up, add a little bit more of that ragtime or Piedmont feel to it, maybe even a flashy lick in the end, and you've got yourself the makings of a cool little country blues tune. All right, that whole time that I was playing, yes, it sounded a lot fancier and it sounded a lot more complicated than that first simple, straightforward, stripped down example, but you still heard that melody. And I want you to focus on the melody first by just learning the melody. Make sure that you can play it by itself and in time. Then your ear is going to be tuned up to where that needs to fall when you're doing all the finger picking, okay? Think about this more as a piece of music and less as a pattern. So to play just the melody and bring it out, we're going to start with this C, climb up to the D, then the E, okay? But then we shift to G, on the first string to the open E, then walk back down D to C. Don't worry about what fingers you play with. Play with your thumb if you want to. Just get the melody in your ear and on the fretboard. Continue. All right, and then try to layer in just the chord strums, okay? We're building this house brick by brick. So we've got the melody. That's the most important part, the part that we're going to want to feature. Then let's try moving on by just strumming through, just nice and easy. So we're kind of building this house upside down, really. We're starting with the roof, the top part, the melody in this case. Then we added the chords underneath. And you may have guessed the next step is to bring in that automatic thumb. Now, at the beginning of this video, I really harped on the fact that you've got to work hard on your thumb, but yet we're putting it in here last. And that's for a good reason. The melody is king. Question time. I want to hear from you. Where are you in your finger picking journey? If you had to break it down into those two phases, before automatic thumb and after automatic thumb, where are you? If you're in the first part of your finger picking journey, focus just on the bass line. Strip everything else away and focus on the bass line. You've got time to really develop this later on, and it will come much easier the more the thumb is in that autopilot mode, all right? But if you're a little further along in your journey and you've got your thumb doing what it's supposed to do, then think first about the melody. Once you've shifted into that phase of your guitar journey, really give it a shot on the next piece you learn. Maybe it's this example, or maybe it's a more complicated tune, but focus first on the melody. Learn it, learn the notes, learn it in time, be able to sing it, hum it, whistle it, whatever, reproduce it somehow so that you know it, and then start to put the chords underneath, and then add in your bass line. If you're in that automatic thumb picking zone, then that part should be a cakewalk for you, all right? And I believe that overall, when you focus more on the melody, it will lead your performance. It will stand bright and true and have the attention that it deserves, and you'll overall produce a better performance. Hey, be sure to pick up your 5 essential fingerpicking exercises. It's a short guide that gets you through 5 core movements that you've got to have as a finger picker. Thanks for watching. Hope you dig it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and consider hitting the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you back here next Tuesday for another cool acoustic blues lesson. Until then, practice smart and play on.